Hi everyone, this is HeeroJay. Welcome back to Let's Play Ogre Battle 64. Last time we finished up Scene 15 in Mount Ithaca. What I got for you today is some organized green, followed by Scene 16, with quite possibly the best Ogre Battle cutscene to date. That is debatable based on the path I'm taking and the actual plot. If you care about what's happening, you might be excited about the path that happens before Scene 16, so look forward to that in about a minute and a half. As far as organized green is concerned, we changed some classes for some people. Someone gets switched to a cleric, someone else gets switched to a wizard, and we include VAD in one of the units, and adjust the units accordingly and refill everyone's items. So that's what happens as far as that goes. I sped it up to pretty much as fast as I could so you see what's happening, just so you know what's on the same page. But if you want the full details, I'm sure I can spell them out accordingly. As far as the Scene 16 cutscene goes, I've been looking forward to it ever since what happened back in Scene 4 or 5, if you catch my drift. Be ready for the epic cutscenes happening very soon. If you managed to catch episode 100 on my Let's Play channel, I ran through some Bit Trip Runner while drinking. It was very exciting. If you haven't checked it out, I go recommend it, because Bit Trip Runner is an awesome game. That's all I really got for you, so we're going to head over to Mount Carrioth with Scene 16, A Legendary Land. So here you go. Brace yourself. Epic cutscene time. Ready, set, go. It's raid. Damn it. I should be safe here. Damn them all. Next time we meet, I'll... Huh? You? Where the hell were you all this time? Why do you think I summoned you from the Central Division? Have you forgotten what I done for you? Ingrate? Shut the hell up. Guess who's back? That's right. It's Dio, the other biggest douchebag in the world. What? Slice. Ugh. That's right, Dio straight up shows up and kills Raid. That's it. You're gonna die. Oh, no worries. I'm here to take your place. So unbeknownst to everybody else, Dio kills Raid, and then takes his place. So, HeeroJay has no idea what's up. Dun dun dun. Plot device for later. We shall see what happens, but we're not worried about it for the now. We're worried about what's happening now in Scene 16. So the idea is we go retake the castle in Carrioth in Castle Talapea, which I've sworn we've taken before, but I don't remember. If you head south going towards the roads, supposedly there's a bunch of militia there ready to kick your ass, which we may or may not run into. And there's no way this can be the Central Division, this therefore has to be the Western Division, which is clearly our enemy, blah blah blah, herp derp. This is just kind of what's happening, so be ready for that. There's some strategery I employ slightly later on in this mission, which may be very important to your survival in case you're actually using me to follow through on your walkthrough, which is strongly disrecommended as I take quite possibly the worst strategy and path ever, but bear with me, I try to make it entertaining at least. We send some people towards the east and we send some people north. And when we send Anstabel, we get a cutscene. Who are you? Do you belong to Western Division? Ugh, be gone. And that's all I get. So you don't actively know if they're part of the Western Division, but we kill them nonetheless. I mean, this grays when it comes to plot, because we kind of have an idea that they're not actually the Western Division, and not the Central Division either, but we just kind of have to see what happens. We skip some more of the battles and stuff until I get the important plot point. I don't know if you remember old friends back in the day from one of the earlier scenes, but we get a Pumpkinhead unit that resurfaces during this scene, and he kind of rapes us a little bit, so what I'm doing for you this time is I'm skipping ahead till that important battle, and I show how I would deal with him respectively, so if you choose to follow my wisdom, you can appropriately deal with him accordingly. So the unit has 2 Pumpkinheads, the leader's an archer, And there's 2 fairies, I guess. And for what it's worth, I have Troy in this unit. I mean, you can't really do much with him, but the way I see it is, if you can take out the pumpkin heads, it won't be as bad if you want to get a full leader kill. But the problem with the pumpkin heads is that they can do a pumpkin shower, and they can also do like a slam, or they take off half your health respectively. So the smash will take off half your health, and the pumpkin rain will kick your ass real bad. So recommendations if you want to try and beat one is to bring a cleric unit / and/or unit with a whole bunch of paralysis with a bunch of witches, or sleep with a bunch of witches, so you can kill it accordingly. So my strategy is to send in units to do such, and then heal, so when you come back you're not fighting a losing battle. But unfortunately, the Pumpkinhead unit is intelligent enough to counteract that with more heals of their own, so as you can see, they're pretty much back at full again, which blows. But through this strategy, you know, maybe eventually you'll take them out. And as you'll see later on in episode 2, I actually get to finish them, and the strategy I employ to finish them is a little bit different than normal, because the route I'm taking, I didn't actually plan on attacking them, but rather just kill their leader and kind of ignore them. But unfortunately, the way they ended up, I kind of didn't really have a choice. So Pumpkinhead units really destroy us. I really need to try and recruit 1 or 2 to make a retard like derp unit to take them out, which would be pretty sweet, I feel, at least. And I actually bust out a Pedro Flame here to make sure the leader dies, or attempt to make sure the leader dies, so I don't have an issue next time, which is successful. So that's at least good for that. If I can, you know, get them on the run, I don't have to fully attack them. But like I kind of spoiled in episode 2, they kind of do end up dying anyway, because the way they retreat from us, it just happens accordingly. So I attempt to go finish them off and send Belinda up north, so we can at least take that stronghold. Because so for the rest of the minute or so, I have random battles. I mean, I love to break down every single battle and every single decision, but when I'm doing shit when I do it, it just kind of happens. So I feel I break down the more important things, at least kind of get an insight about what I'm thinking about what's happening in XYZ and stuff. But to show every single battle in detail would kind of be a pain in the ass. And I used to do these live, as you may or may not remember, but it's not as exciting, so I figure if I can at least speed them up, it won't be as bad for y'all. I don't know, hopefully I can hammer out this in the next episode before I go back to school on the 17th. We shall see what happens. It is currently December 3rd, the Tuesday of. For what it's worth, I don't know, I want to definitely get some shit done in this, so we shall see what happens. This is probably the last battle that I cut off here, so I want to thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time on Let's Play Ogre Battle 64.